Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to do hands-on in terms of working with your Docker custom images. Now, to build a custom image, it's very simple. So firstly, we need to create a folder. So here we are first creating images, and then we'll be pushing these images onto the Docker Hub. I don't want to create multiple videos here. I just want to finish off with 2 videos maximum, so that it's easy for you to follow up. So the first video, or this video we are going to talk about, is pushing this image with the versioning. But first we need to create the versioning folders over here to identify the versions. So you can go inside OPT software folder, in which we have all the softwares for your softwares or files which you're creating for our Docker is existing there. So here make directory called custom_image. So this folder is going to have all our versioning of a custom image over here. I've given you the instructions as well. Custom image, within that you have to create 3 folders here. Make directory v1, v2, and v3. So this is going to be a 3-versioned Nginx server, or you can call it HTTP server. All you have to do is change the location. If it's Nginx, you put it on user share Nginx. If it's going to be, it is going to be /user local Apache 2 htdocs. So that's the location if you're looking for the HTTP server. So we will use this particular location itself, like the user share Nginx HTML. So that's for the Nginx server. So what we're going to do right now is that we have created the 3 versioning of your custom image, which is going to be an Nginx image. And I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the v1 first and then create a file called Docker file. Now this is very important that you should create this Docker file in the exact same name, because this will look for, when you're running the Docker build, it's going to look for this file. And then here you can copy paste the item which is on your, in your GitHub. So that instruction, you can copy paste it here. So this is something which we are going to install on Nginx operating system, and it's going to copy the index_v1.html to this location. Now, if you have not created this file, we're going to create it as a next step. So save and quit this one and create that file right now. So index_v1.html. And then in this, I've given you the items to copy paste it. So you can just go ahead and copy paste that one. So this is going to be the background color as blue. And it's going to display a message here, welcome to Nginx version 1. So that's pretty much it. So that's the first one, first version we have created right now. So what you can do right now, you can build this image right now using this Docker image build -d Nginx v1. So before you run this command, make sure that you don't have any images with the same name, so that it doesn't confuse you. Image ls will tell you. So we have HTTP image CentOS and Alpine. If you have Nginx image, you can also remove it so that it will avoid your confusion. But then it will not impact in any way, because that Nginx image will be on the latest version, latest tag. So we are going to create a tag over here every time we create an image called v1, v2, and v3. So it's not going to affect the latest tag. So you don't really have to worry about that. So here, this is a default command. We have executed this multiple times. Docker image build -d, which is going to be your image name, with the tag here as v1. And then dot means it is going to look for the Docker file in the current location. So you can see that it is downloading the latest Nginx from the Docker repository from Docker.io, because we have asked it to install Nginx as part of the operating system, or as part of the container base. So it is installing that. And then you can also see that it's copying the index v1 file from here, from your local, local folder to this folder. So now it has created the Docker image with the name. Now we can see that the Docker image has been created with Nginx with the tag of v1, and that's the image ID over here. It's been 34 minutes, and its total size is 187 MB. So that's pretty much how you have to create the first one. So we will talk about the next command, which is like renaming the tag. So you remember that we'll run the third command, which is docker push. Okay, so now when I run this command, docker push this particular item, you may have to have a Docker ID, but so that we will go and create the Docker ID. Very simple. Go to dockerhub.com. You just go for Docker Hub and you will end up in this website. So once you're here, please do register your ID, your email address and password, and then verify your email address. So once you're done with that, you will enter this Docker repository page over here, where in which you will not have any repositories over here. You'll be greeted with the repository page itself. So you may be greeted with this page itself, and you enter after verification, after you log in. You'll see the namespace. So this basically is the username which you have created when you created this Docker Hub ID. And that's going to be displayed over here. You will have your namespace, which is the username which you have created. And then here you need to select a specific repository name. To remember that you should be actually naming this repository exactly how you want your image to be. So for example, your image is going to be local image, so you need to put your repository name as local-image, just the same way you want it. If it's just going to be Nginx, just like how I'm going to do, you can also create it in the name of Nginx as well. And then you can click on public or private. Private means that you have to actually log into Docker to download this image. If not, you can use public, which means that don't really have to log into a Docker component and then download it. You can download from anywhere in the world, and you can also see it on the search results as well. So when you just click on create, it's going to I've given a unique name over here. I've not given the correct Nginx name, so let me create. You can also delete it by go to settings and then click on delete repository. By copy pasting the name of the repository, you can actually delete that. So likewise, I have the right name over here. So here you can see that when I clicked on it, you can see some version 1 image already uploaded here for tags. So that's something I wanted to test with before I go ahead with your training video. So I have that Nginx one created. So you can also do the same thing. You can also create Nginx one on your name. And then all you have to do is you need to copy this. So this is very important. You can see that the command is also given over here. So this is basically docker push. So the command, this is how you need to execute the command. So now take that and put this over here. And then you give v1 as a tag name and remove tag name. This is going to come up with an exception over here. So it says an image does not exist locally with the tag name beyondcloud.ai Nginx. So if you give Docker image ls, right, you will see the repository name here is Nginx v1. So what we have right now is this one. Nginx v1 is the name which we have. But actually it needs to be in the tag name of beyondcloud.ai. That's your actual username. /Nginx. So this should be the actual image name. It should exist in your repository. So go ahead, go to Docker image tag. So here what I'm doing is I'm renaming this tag from the Nginx v1 to the one which we spoke earlier about. So I'm just gonna give that like this. So I'm renaming the existing tag. Now you can see that the tag has been renamed and a new version has been created over here, which is going to be beyondcloud.ai, Nginx, and v1 tag. So you have the exact one over here. So now all I have to do is run the command again to push this image. Now you can see that pretty much you would have to log in first. I didn't show you that because I've already logged in. But you will obviously get an error saying that you have to log in for this activity so that you are in the proper beyondcloud.ai, and then you actually push this image to your repository. So I'll just show you the option for login, but I've given you the command earlier itself, docker login. So this docker login is a command to log into your Docker repository. So here it will prompt you the username. With the username, the same username which you're given already there, put it over here, and the password, put it over there. So it will ask you both these things. And then what it will do is like it will save your password in this location so that you don't really have to re-log in again and again. So that's pretty much what it actually does. Once you've done that, execute the push command. It will all work fine for you. So now you should see it on the browser over here. You will just, if you refresh this, you will see the tag names will appear over here. You can see the tag name has appeared over here. So all I have to do is like go to tags, and I will see that tag details. More details about the tag will be displayed over here. Like for example, the size of the tag. So the digest operating system and architecture vulnerabilities. It has one high severity vulnerability. But don't worry about it. It's the same image which you used. So we still have to understand what is this vulnerability about. So if you just click on that, you can see the vulnerabilities over here. It keeps loading, and what exactly is the vulnerability it tells you. So this is a Debian package vulnerability. There's nothing we can do about it because the operating system, the Nginx came within the minimalistic operating system that has this vulnerability. So there's nothing we can do about it. And the image is basically, Docker repository oriented image. So the sizes here is 767 MB of a size. But if you see this image is about 187 MB. So this is basically what they call it as a compressed size. So when you upload the image, it gets compressed, and then it gets stored in a compressed format, which is reducing almost half of this particular complete size. And the latest pull is 38 minutes ago, and ignore that. And then pretty much that's what you will see right now. So you will have the tag name. You can also click the tag name to understand the details about the tag, like how it was built and what items, what commands it is using, actually the complete build information. So this is the one which we have copied. So that's the only stuff which we have actually done towards this image. So this is the index v1 HTML5 we have copied over. So that is also coming as part of this execution. So rest of it, it's all automatically there for the Nginx image. So even the command Nginx daemon off. So that command also runs by default with the Nginx image. All right. So now that's pretty much what I want to show you into the Docker Hub. That's all the information we need to proceed further. So we're going to go back one folder. We're going to do this exact activity another time, but then this time much faster. So it's just going to be creating a Docker file again. And then I'm going to copy the Nginx operating system and copying the index v2. So for that, we need to create the index v2 file. And then in the index v2 file, we're going to give a different option over here, a different one. It's going to be orange, Nginx version 2. So that's pretty much what we are going to do here. And then build the image. And you can also include, when you're executing this image, right, you can also include this image with beyondcloud.ai. So this is going to be the username. So when you build only, you kind of give the proper name for it so that you don't really have to rename this one more time. And then you can run the push command now. Now this will upload it in the right way. So you don't really have to rename that. So you can ignore that one little step if you're going to do this. And then once this is completed, you can go to version 3 and do the same exact activity. Almost done. It already exists. I'm just going to pause the video. Took a bit of a time extra because it needs to have the item copied. So I have to cd to v3 now. I am in the v3 folder. And what I'm going to do is like the same exact step. Vi Docker file, and then copy the items in there, and then vi index underscore v3.html, and then copy the next one, next command here. All right, so now here it's going to be green color and it's going to be Nginx version 3. So this is going to sit like that, and I'm just going to run the build of version 3 now. So I am just going to rerun this command for version 3 from the version 3 folder, and this is going to create an Nginx file and then basically do the blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty much that. And then I'm going to push this version 3 image to my Docker repository or Docker Hub. So this is going to do that, and it might take a couple of minutes for it to upload the file. So the activity is completed. As you can see that it is uploaded. If I just go and refresh this page and then get inside the Nginx from beyondcloud.ai, you can pretty much see that we have 3 versions of the same Nginx component here. Now you have 3 images, 3 versioning of these images, which is uploaded into your Docker Hub, which means that as this is a public repository, you can go to the settings to verify that as it's your public repository, so you can see that your repository is public, so which means that anyone can download it. More information on this will be given to you on the next video. Next video will be searching, downloading or pulling the image and running the image. So those are the things we can cover on the next video. Thank you again for watching this video with patience. I will see you on the next one.